this morning we're very grateful to be able to continue the beautiful study that we've been having for the past several days. And this is the study, the teachings of Adi Shankaracharya from the Nirvana Shatkam with Swamini Svatmavidyananda Saraswati. So we'd like to give a very big hand to Swaminiji, Swamini Svatmavidyananda Saraswati.
The pursuits which define our lives and which become very critical to gaining this knowledge also, refining the pursuits, redefining the pursuits, it's a very important activity. As one enters the flow of the Shastra, the teachings are like a river, and as we enter the flow, many things happen. Many things happen as you enter the river. Certain things just get left behind. One loses many things as one enters the river of knowledge in the same manner. And the purpose of life gets redefined. Not only the purpose of life gets redefined, what gets redefined are also, in relation to the purpose of life, the pursuits get redefined. What are my pursuits? What is it that I should pursue? Arjuna is told in the Bhagavad Gita, Vyavasayatmika buddhihi eka iha kuru nandana. So there is just one kind of pursuit that is there, because this one pursuit morphs, as it were, and clones itself to many pursuits because of no discriminating capacity. There is no discrimination at all, and that's why there is this problem. So what is this one pursuit? To stop pursuing altogether. That is the only pursuit. Because why do pursuit exists? Why do all these pursuits exist? They exist because there is restlessness. There is restlessness. Why? There is restlessness because there is a sense of incompleteness. Why is there a sense of incompleteness? Because there is want, all kinds of wants. As soon as one want dies down, 10 others raise their heads. So many wants, so little time. There is an urgency, there is a pressure. And that's why the pursuits become very important to streamline these pursuits. And the pursuits which are 4 in number really become 2 to begin with, because Artha Kama is to be given up. Artha Kama, security and all these pleasures and all, given up. What do you mean given up? Given up means we allow that to be taken care of by God, Ishvara. Yoga Kshema pursuits, all of them, Bhagavan says Yoga Kshema means these things which I want. These things which I want to have, these things which I want to protect. We are told in the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita that you are not in charge of this. Bhagavan is in charge of this. Let Bhagavan do these things. Let Bhagavan take care of the Artha Kama pursuits. You are not in charge of them at all. Why should you take on the portfolio which does not belong to you? That's a lot of work. You do what is your work. No, I want to supervise Bhagavan. I want to supervise Ishvara. I have this list I have given. Sometimes you even give bucket list to Bhagavan, really. What is bucket list? all the things I want to do before I die, before I kick the bucket. There is a list. I tell you, nobody who follows the Vedic tradition should make a bucket list. We have no pressure to do that. Plenty of lifetimes are there. Don't worry, if you don't go bungee cord jumping in this life, and there is a strong desire for that, next life you will be born as a spider. Automatic built-in bungee cord. Up and down. Upar niche, up and down, it will be going. Don't worry. Bhagavan has every life form for all kinds of desires that are there. You don't have to worry at all. Don't have to make bucket list. And stop looking at the shoulder of Bhagavan. Is he, she, whoever this Bhagavan is my list there? Are my wishes and desires going to be fulfilled? Mind your own business. This is Swadharma. The definition of Swadharma, Swakarma is mind your own business. So this is not your portfolio. So then Arthakama is taken away by Bhagavan. What is left? Dharma. And dharma is a pursuit until it becomes yourself. In the beginning, one has to pursue it deliberately. Very, very deliberately one has to pursue it because it is not easy. So one has to keep remembering, no, this is a fast, furious and quick choice, but I'm not going to take it. Why? Because it rides roughshod on the rights and privileges of others. I'm not going to do this. This is this is what dharma is. In the beginning it is deliberate, but afterwards it becomes very natural. Like Dasharatha, the father of Rama. In a moment of gratitude, he gave his wife Kaikeyi. He had 3 wives. So Kaushalya, the mother of Rama, and this was another wife, Kaikeyi. He gave her 2 boons because she has helped him win the war against some asuras, demonic beings. And she drove the chariot very, very skillfully. Not only did she drive the chariot, in the middle the axle broke. If the chariot upturns, the war is lost. So with one hand she was driving the chariot and minding the horses and avoiding the slings and arrows of the slings of the arrows of the asuras, and with the other hand she was holding the axle together, bending over so that the chariot does not upturn. So grateful he was. She was a superwoman. So he gives her 2 boons which he decides to encash on the day of Rama's coronation. 1 minute he leaves her choosing the sari and the jewelry that she's going to be wearing, and in the next minute she is in the anger management room. Oh, there was such a room? Yes. Kopa Bhavanam it was called. It was made, we are told, of some kind of a glass or transparent material so that they could go have whatever they wanted to, they could safely discharge their anger, frustration, etc. without hurting themselves, because it was transparent, other people could see what you were doing. And Dasharatha is puzzled. He said, I'm never going to understand these women. What happened? Suddenly she's choosing her sari and she's asking me what will I wear today, and next moment she's angry and upset. Then she says, I want these 2 boons. The 2 boons you had promised. He said, anything, come on, get dressed. She says, that will happen only after you grant me the boons. Okay, what do you want? I want my son, Bharata, to ascend the throne. Not Kaushalya's son. And he's perplexed. He says, well, I'm sure Rama will not mind. He's of the most compassionate nature. Speaking of Rama, that's the second boon. What? I want him to go away into the forest for 14 years. This is a death sentence in those days. Even now it's a death sentence. If you go, 14 years, if somebody is banished to the Amazon forest, not Amazon.com, okay? Yeah. Because nowadays nobody knows anything else. So then dispatched to the forest. Being dispatched to the forest is a virtual death sentence. How are you going to live? This is not the TV show called Wild, okay? Yeah, how you are going to make fire and how you are going to do this. No. There you are just on your own, and then there will be hyenas and big cats and other things, encircling you for, checking you out for the next meal. And so therefore, why did she want to send Rama to the forest? Because she knew as long as Rama was in sight, nobody would accept Bharata as the king of Ayodhya. Nobody. If there would be a coup, people would not accept Bharata. She knew that full well. Now, the boons were given in private, no witnesses, and this is not a democracy, this is a monarchy. So, the king Dasharatha is the legislative, executive, judicial branch. All he had to do, and there would have been no Ramayana if he had done this, he would have said what? He could have said, what boons? Come on, get dressed. What boons? I don't remember any boons. What boons? And she would have had no recourse, no appellate court, nothing, no Supreme Court, nothing. She would have had to go with the program. But Dasharatha, being one with Dharma, even though there were no witnesses, could not bring himself to do that, could not bring himself to tell a lie. He just begged her, fell at her feet, said, please do not do this to me, I can't survive without Rama. In fact, the whole kingdom will be destroyed, please don't do this. He begged her and tried to negotiate with her, but what he could not do was say, what boons? Silly lady, get up, get dressed. Come, I expect you to come to the coronation ceremony right now. This is not the husband talking to you, this is the king, it is an order. That's all he had to say, but he could not bring himself to do that. So dharma is a pursuit only until one stops having this inner conflict. Dharma becomes oneself. After that also it stops being a pursuit. So artha kama gone, dharma gone, what is left? Moksha. And in fact, moksha is never a pursuit. What is it? You. It is a gain of something that is already gained which I do not know. It's not a pursuit at all. It was never a pursuit. It will never be a pursuit. It is you. It is a kind of homecoming and roosting. That is what moksha is. Like that eagle cam. There is one eagle camera. Somewhere high up on the nest, they put one camera, and then the eagle, we watch the eagle and Mr. and Mrs. Eagle sitting on the eggs. So whole day you can watch them, okay? And the eagle knows there is a camera. It doesn't like the camera at all. It's encased in some kind of a shatterproof glass, but it will go and peck at it before it sits on the eggs. And it feels like it's pecking at you because you're watching on the other side. So the eagle, what does it do? First it gives the camera a few pecks and then goes, sits on the eggs. Just sits the whole day. And it's relieved by the partner. Then she goes and eats her food and does that. And he sits on the eggs. And then she comes back. He flies away. This is how they take turns. Moksha is like that. Moksha is sitting on the Upanishad eggs till they hatch. That is all it is. That is all it is. Allowing this knowledge to just hatch means become a reality for myself. So it is Shravanam, listening, and listening again is not a pursuit, because if the ears are open and there is something to hear, you do hear it. It just happens. Shravanam happens, and so hearing takes place. And of course, you have to wake up early and drag yourself here. That is a little bit of a pursuit. But once you have done that, the pursuit finishes. There is no more pursuit because it is you. So na dharmo, na artho, na kamo, na moksha. From the standpoint of this reality, there is really nothing to pursue. Why? Because I am that complete Chidananda Swarupa. I am that of that nature of limitless joy, happiness, Ananda, which is already gained. It's the gain of that which is already gained, so all the pursuits come to an end. And the egg is Om, and I am the one who is contemplating, brooding, contemplating on Om. Until the Om egg hatches and becomes one with myself, I do this nididhyasana, meditation, contemplation. Again, the contemplation is not a pursuit. It is reveling in oneself in the words of the Upanishad, which describe and define the self as Satchidananda. So really, all the pursuits are swallowed up in the wake of this knowledge that I am. I am non-separate from this knowledge. I am one with Satchidananda. Satchidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. Next one. Na punyam na papam, na saukhyam na dukkham, na mantro na tirtham, na veda na yajna.
Sahana Vavadu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhidamastu ma Vidyushavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Swami Vishnudevananda was committed to peace because I think he had the experience of inner peace. And from his point of view, inner peace was no different from outer peace.
First we have to find inner peace, inner light, then only we can have external peace and external light.
He started centers, he trained teachers, he went places, he went beyond what the law, what the man-made law states about boundaries and about that. We all think that. We think that the birds can fly, why can't we? He did it.
The first portion of the Veda is for. It is not for any other thing other than all these wishes
Extraordinary
which I
man,
have, how to
and
fulfill them.
heart filled with love for all
I don't
humanity.
need the Veda to fulfill them. I know how to fulfill them. How are you going to fulfill the wishes?
Swamiji was full,
Just get
had
rid
the
of the
strongest will,
competition.
imaginable,
Then all my wishes
with
will
the-
be fulfilled.
the vision
No,
of
that's why we
unity.
need the Veda. It's about how to respect and allow the competition to be. It is how to follow the dharma in fulfilling the wishes. It is how to grow out of these wishes.
Swami Vishnudevananda's
This
life
also is
was
because of
dedicated to
dharma.
peace.
Because
This dedication
every wish is
arose out of
converted
a deep
into
realization
prayer.
that
In the
peace
first
is
portion
not
of the
just a
Veda.
state
The
of
Veda has
warlessness.
two big sections.
It is an inner experience of
One
oneness
is
and
called
self-knowledge.
Karma Kanda, how to fulfill
I think he
the
actually
wishes
felt other
responsibly
people's
in
pain.
the form of prayer.
So,
and the second
To ask him
portion
why
is
would you
called
try
what?
to
It's called
ease the pain of
Jnana Kanda,
others,
the knowledge
it's just an unthinkable thing.
how to stop having
And
wishes
it's
and
unthinkable
pursuits
not to try and help
That is
from his point of view.
completely
When
different thing.
Swami
That is
Vishnu
what we
came
are
to the
looking
West,
at now.
he
So the first
became
portion of the
very
Veda
aware of
makes you
the mental,
forcibly
emotional
convert
suffering that was
every
happening
wish
in the
into
West.
a prayer.
And
The
what
wishes are so many.
this
And then
translated
how
to
is
was
the wish
to
converted
be
into
able to
prayer?
bring peace.
Through yajna,
How you get peace
fire
is by becoming the part of, this is a Zen thing,
Is a fire ritual
part
for
of the whole.
every wish.
It's a connection, and
I
he
want
felt
to
the
have money.
connection.
All right, do this
Swamiji
homa.
realized that the members of
Okay,
modern
that's
society
one wish.
need
I
a
don't
means
want
of
you to have
spiritualizing
money.
their
All right,
daily
there is
lives
one more homa for that. those are
to enable
those are
them
in
to
the
tap the
Atharva
inner
Veda.
fountain of peace. He
Generally, that's
prescribed
why we
yoga
don't
and
touch them.
meditation.
Because a lot of karma can come back, right?
Now,
If
yoga
you are
offers
doing the ritual so
a
that
method, a
somebody
system
else's chances of making
which
money
brings
are
both
harmed,
physical
then
and mental
that same
development.
thing is going to come back to you.
And this science is
That's
known
why
as
we
yoga or
look
yogic
at
way of
the
living.
first portion of the Atharva Veda with a lot of respect
Om Namah
and just do
Shivaya.
namaskar to it from far
Om
away.
Namah
Okay, enough.
Shivaya.
Upanishads, yes, Upanishads belonging to the Atharva Veda are beautiful. Mundaka, Mandukya, all these are there.
Around 1969, Swamiji set up an organization called True World Order.
TW means True World Order, is to bring unity in diversity. We cannot have one type of religious leader for all the humanity, or one type of political leader, or any other form of leaders. Yet, if we accept that unity can be found in the diversity,
with ghee, because you don't know which desire will strike at any time. You can't say, oh, I'm out of ghee. And because in those days, Amazon did not have same-day service. Yeah. Drone service was not there. And so the whole pantry had to be stocked up with butter, ghee, all these things. All the time they were churning the butter and having butter and ghee there. So that any time you can crack open a can and then start a yajna. When the desire strikes, here a yajna, there a yajna, everywhere yajna. For this old Mac Jiva, full of desires. This is what it was like. And so Veda and yajna are for what? Fulfillment of desires. And then when I do this karma, what happens? Results of karma are accrued. And the results of karma are twofold. What are they? Punya. Meritorious karma, good karma gives what? Punya. And then karma that goes against dharma. That is why we keep the Atharva Veda at a respectful distance. The spells of the Atharva Veda are not to be toyed with. And so, especially the spells which harm other people's chances, they are not to be toyed with at all. And so therefore, because the karma comes back to bite, if I go against dharma, then I get bad karma, which is called papa, no translation. My teacher would, whenever he was asked to translate the word papa, he would say, at the most you can say pa. There is no translation. It is not sin. In fact, the only sin is to translate the word papa as sin. That's the only sin. Yeah. It is wrong effects of, it's uncomfortable effects of wrong karma, which is against dharma, that I have to endure in the here or the hereafter. And the gamut of human desires does not just attain, is not confined to this earth. Everybody is interested in afterlife. Why? I don't understand. Really, I don't understand. Do you know that there is an afterlife? No. Have you been there? No. Then why are you so worried about it? Straighten out this life. That is what we want. This is tangible. This is here. But no, I want to go to some nice afterlife. I want to do this because I want to have some good times there. I want to have a bungalow in heaven. And for every kind of desire, this nonsensical desire like this, there are unscrupulous God men and God women who will say, give me 500,000 rupees, this is in India, I will make sure you have a 10-bedroom bungalow in heaven. How? Well, I have some siddhis. This is what they will say. You don't worry about how. Because there is no accountability. They know that this person is not going to come back and say, you know what, my bungalow had only 2 rooms. You promised 10 rooms, I will need my money back. Not possible. Like this, all kinds of things have come to our attention, and most of the people are behind bars now. We keep catching, the Indian government keep catching them and putting them behind the bars. Another one, this person said, you know, would you like to have a mango tree in your yard in heaven? Yeah, sure. Would you like to have a mango tree and a banana tree? Oh, that sounds nice. Smoothie, ready-made smoothie in heaven. Very nice. Well, then give 250,000 rupees for each tree. Or I can throw in some few freebies and then make you have an orchard for the grand sum of 2 to 5 crores. Make you have orchards in heaven. Ridiculous. But people are just treating this life as a bus stop. Because, why? I'm on the bus stop, I'm waiting for the afterlife. If you were supposed to go from afterlife to another afterlife, what purpose is this life? It is not a train station, it is not an airport, it is not a bus stop to the afterlife. This whole penchant for afterlife is something which is very, peculiar, perplexing. But people have that. And then everybody, regardless of what religion they follow, know that in order to have a good afterlife, you have to do good here. Every religion says that. And so therefore, I become a punya-holic. I want more and more and more and more and punya. Shore up the punya. How do you shore up punya? By homa. One homa here, another homa there, homa all the time. Even in sleep, the hand is going like this, pouring ghee into an invisible fire. This much one does. So the papa punya obsession. I want to avoid papa, only have punya. So what is this? Na punyam na papam. There is no papa punya for the atma which is free of all blemishes. And punya papa comes from the, what is that? From the guilt and hurt. Guilt and hurt. I regret my own omissions and commissions. The spin-off of punya and papa is guilt and hurt. So what is guilt? I regret my own omissions and commissions. Why did I do the wrong thing? Why did I not do the right thing? The Upanishad asks, Taittiriya Upanishad asks, Kimaham sadhuna karavam, kimaham papamakaravamiti. Iti. Why did I do the wrong thing? Why didn't I do the right thing? Exact translation are reproduced along with swaras. And so this is the question. The guilt is just killing. It's a killing kind of guilt. I regret my own omissions and commissions. I'm not happy with what I have done. I'm not happy with what I should have done, but I haven't done. So the punya papa obsession leads to guilt. And then leads also to hurt. What is hurt? Hurt is not being comfortable with other people's omissions and commissions towards me. Somebody did not wish me. Why should they wish you? Well, it is my birthday. They did not wish me. I thought you were birthless. Oh, that's at the absolute reality. This is at the everyday reality. So like this, one keeps on getting hurt because one cannot stand other people's omissions and commissions. So in the first instance, the kartritva buddhi, the notion, the wrong notion, the mistaken notion that I am the producer of action, that I am the agent and the author of action, leads to guilt. As soon as you say, I did it, immediately, oh, maybe I did something wrong. That follows very, very quickly. Kartritva buddhi means the wrong notion of doership, that I am a doer, leads to guilt. Then what is the next one? Bhoktritva buddhi. The feeling that I am a victim of other people's omissions and commissions. In the first instance, I am the author of my own omissions and commissions which I cannot handle, which I cannot stand. And then the next one is what? I am the victim of other people's omissions and commissions which I am convinced are directed towards me. This is Bhoktritva buddhi, or also called as Bhoktritvam. Bhoktritvam means the victim, feeling that I am a victim. So then, therefore, the kartritva bhoktritva buddhi leads to feeling of victimization. Even the karta, even the agent of action immediately feels guilty and feels like a victim of one's own doing and other people's doing. To define myself either as a doer or as a victim of other people's actions is a very powerless definition. It's a sad and powerless definition. We know very well, defining oneself as a victim is a very powerless place to be. All the time feeling that there is a chip on the shoulder, all the time feeling helpless in the midst of other people's actions. And even kartritva buddhi, even defining myself as a doer, is also a helpless place, because I'm helpless in the face of my own omissions and commissions. There is a beautiful verse, mantra in the Kathopanishad. Ritam pibantau sukritasya loke guham pravishtau parame parardhe chaya tapau brahmavido vadanti ye chatri trinachiketaha api vadanti. So this is beautiful. It shows that there is a little picture, a visualization. Two people have entered a cave and are drinking. This does not sound like good news. Entered a dark cave and are drinking. OMG, what are they doing? They're up to no good. What are they drinking? Of course, it's a cocktail of Papa and Punya. Yes. Who is the bartender? Chitragupta, Bhagavan in the form of the giver of the fruits of action. Shakes up the Papa Punya and then says, here, have it. Two people are drinking. Two people are drinking. No. Only one is drinking, the other one is caught in the sahavasa, meaning the other one is just standing there and seems to be caught in this. Only one is drinking, but it appears like two are drinking. And the one that is drinking takes a big sip, thinking it will be the sweet punya of right actions. But then the sip is very bitter. Another sip, very astringent, very acrid. Third sip, finally sweet. Oh my God, it did not last. Then the next sip is again sour. So therefore, addicted to the karma cocktail of doing and then getting done in and then doing and then getting done in and then not liking the results of action and then acting some more and then not liking the results of action. No wonder one is a papa punyaholic. This is what it is, addicted to the fruits of karma. But what is the other one? The other one is not drinking, just watching. This is Chidananda Rupaha. In the same cave, what is the cave? Buddhi. Oh, why is the cave a buddhi? Why is the buddhi called a cave? Because you don't recognize the shining light of Chidananda even though it is there. It is eclipsed by the tamas, the darkness of ignorance, the darkness in the form of ignorance. It is eclipsed by tamas, it is eclipsed by ignorance. That's why you don't recognize yourself as Chidananda Swarupa. Not recognizing yourself as Chidananda Swarupa, you keep on drinking the karma cocktail, addicted to doing, addicted to doership, addicted to all kinds of things. And for the sake of punya papa, you keep on chanting mantras. This mantra, that mantra. Keep collecting mantras. Go to all the gurus, say, give me a mantra. And then one guru gives one mantra, another guru gives another mantra, third guru gives third mantra. And then what? I don't practice any of them because now I'm thoroughly confused what to do. This is the problem. So all the mantras also include various shlokas. There is shlokas. Aghamarshana Sukta means to get rid of papa, there is a mantra. To get rid of illness, Trayambakam Yajamahe, there is a mantra. To get rid of death also there is a mantra. It doesn't get rid of it. No one can get rid of Lord Yama. As I told you, where does he go? Starbucks, okay? Yeah, he just waits there. Yeah, that's all. He just gain 3 more years and then he comes back. That's all it is. For him it's a coffee break. Yeah, you're chanting the mantra to ward off death. For him is just a small coffee break. 3 years here is less than 3 minutes in Yama's time. He'll be back. Don't worry. So therefore, all these mantras, all these Vedas, all these things, and then Tirtham. Tirtham means going to holy places. Like Kumbh Mela. If it is your cup of tea to be along with teeming millions of people at the same time. And so going to holy places thinking that it is going to bless me. Maybe it will exhaust some papa, because why? I narrowly escaped a stampede. Oh good, okay, some papa is gone as a result. And then maybe some punya is also gained, we don't know. But then going to all these holy places, one after the other, this is a pursuit. It is just like going to the mall, except one has rebranded oneself as a spiritual aspirant, and so you replace mall with Tirtha Yatra, pilgrimage. That's all it is. All these sights you see. Before you went to museums and all the sights and sounds you took in each new city, now that you are a spiritual experience hunter, you are not just an experience hunter. Before you were an experience hunter, what are you now? A spiritual experience hunter. So you go there thinking some magic will happen. What magic will happen? You are the magic that is waiting to happen. You are the magic. You are the Chidananda. You are Satchidananda Swarupa. There is no greater miracle than Satchidananda Swarupa. Going to Tirtha Yatra gives you punya, yes. Gets rid of papa, yes. Pilgrimages are wonderful. They can be fun. They can be wonderful. But in order, I don't become a Tirtha Yatra addict. It's all in moderation until this knowledge is known. Until this knowledge is studied. Once it is studied, what Tirtha Yatra, what mantra, what pilgrimage, everything is a pilgrimage. You go outside your room, that's a pilgrimage site. You look at a tree, you gaze at its beauty, you see Ishvara in it, that tree is the site of the pilgrimage. You look at the ocean, that's the best temple there. That is the ocean. That's the site, that's a pilgrimage site. You look at the sand, that's a pilgrimage site. Everything is a pilgrimage site. There is no going, no coming. It is the discovery of the grandeur that this whole Jagat is a series of temples. And that which is in between these two temples is also a pilgrimage site. That's the original pilgrimage site. It's all so beautiful, so grand, very grand. So all these Tirtha Yatras, mantras, yajnas, Vedas is not necessary because I am free of punya papa. I don't need to be addicted to my karma. Therefore what? Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. Next one. No, last line I forgot. Yeah, I was wondering, how did it get over so quickly? Yes. Aham naiva bhojanam na bhogyam na bhokta. So it's a very beautiful conclusion as a result. So aham naiva, what does it say? Aham naiva bhojanam na bhojyam na bhokta. We'll take bhokta. I am not a bhokta. I am not a recipient of my action. And if I am not a recipient of the results of action, then perhaps I am the recipient of the results of other people's actions. Maybe I am a victim of other people's actions. I am not bhojya either. I am neither the object nor the subject of other people's doings. I am not a bhokta. I am not the recipient of my own actions. I am not bhojya. I am not the victim of the recipient of other people's actions. I am not bhojanam either, meaning here I am not the act of accruing the results of action. I am not the act of accruing the results of actions. This is one more triputi, which is not normally talked about. This is one more triputi. Bhojanam, bhojyam, bhokta. Like karta, karma, like that. Karanam, karta, karma, karanam, bhojyam, bhojanam, bhokta. Karta, karma, karanam. So, I am not the karta. I am not the agent of action. I am not the karma. I am not the recipient of other people's actions, good or bad. And then, I am not the karana. I am not the instrument of action. We already saw that. I am not the hands, the legs, the buddhi, the mind, etc. So, aham naiv, then the same thing is expressed in a slightly different way. I not the experiencer of the results of my own action. I'm free of papa punya, it was told in the beginning. So that's why the experiencer, we are not seeing it from the standpoint of the doer. We are seeing it from the standpoint of the experiencer. So I'm not the experiencer of other people's actions or my own actions. And I'm not the object of other people's actions. I'm not being bullied by other people's karma. Why? That which is the Atma is free of being bullied, free of being victimized, completely free of being victimized. So I'm not a victim of other people's actions. I'm not a victim of my own results of my own actions. And then naiva bhojanam, I'm not the act of that which I'm not that which joins the bhojya and the bhokta. Bhokta, consumer, experiencer. Bhojya, the object of experience. What is it, the bridge that connects the bhokta, the experience, with the object of experience? The act of experiencing. I am not the act of experiencing either. I am totally free. This is a very beautiful teaching. To say I am neither the result of action, nor am I the recipient of other people's actions. I am not the author of my own actions either. So these kinds of tripods are there everywhere. Pramata, prameya, pramana. Knower, known, knowledge. Seer, seen, sight. All these are just little bubbles in the ocean of consciousness. In this oceanic consciousness, free of name and form, karta, agent, is an as-though wave. And the karma, object of action, is an as-though bubble, a little foam on the surface of this ocean, a momentary superimposition, as it were, on that ocean of consciousness, which is totally free of all superimpositions. I am that ocean of consciousness. I am not the ocean of samsara. I am the ocean of consciousness that is free of all divisions. This is me, Chidananda Rupaha, Shivoham, Shivoham. More we'll see in the night satsang. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you.